Mr. Black, this is where I'll just say this. I'll say this because everyone, it does seem like the thing to do. We're not going to be talking nitty gritty here, no graphic stuff, but still, if you are somebody that doesn't want to hear about, because you've been avoiding it for your own personal reasons, the sexual harassment, sexual misconduct stuff that's been circulating in regards to Twitch and YouTube streamers and other content creators, that is what we're going to talk about here for a bit. Just giving you a heads up ahead of time. If you're listening to this on the RSS feed or anywhere else or on YouTube and that's not your bag for whatever reason, if you've experienced it yourself, just giving you a heads up. So, this week, as we talked about Twitch's position in regards to Ninja and Shroud being a little less strong than it was before, a lot of Twitch streamers and a lot of YouTubers, but more Twitch streamers, honestly. This has been, like, I'd say majority Twitch and then minority YouTube from what I've personally seen in my feed. And it's even extended a little bit out beyond that, like some developers, like video game developers and similar, like, in the industry people. A lot of individuals, men and even some women, but obviously vast majority men, being called out by who would, I guess you just call them, victims of sexual harassment and the like. So I'm trying to like come out how to frame this to just talk about it generally, because there are a lot of cases. Obviously, we're not going to list off every name of everyone that's involved right now. We'll talk about some high-level stuff, but if you haven't already seen it, there is, and I wish I remembered to write her name down, but there was one streamer who has been basically, as a second job, I would imagine right now, compiling all of the stories from everyone and all of the names and making that all available in one place, both one in a tweet, like, thread, and then I think there was a Medium article. Yeah, Panica, Jessica, that's her name. And so she's got this whole, so if you want to know all of, like, the stuff, or you're interested in, you know, how much of this looks valid, first of all, I'll let you know right now, having read nearly every single one of them throughout the week, very few of these are not basically open and shut cases. Like, very, very few. And not just because of the story that the individual provided, but the people coming out supporting those people who knew about it but couldn't talk about it publicly because they weren't trying to tell somebody else's story if they weren't doing it themselves. Very prominent people in the industry backing these people up. So, what do I have on my list here? The first thing that I have in this list, because I just added it towards the end, is that Angry Joe from YouTube was actually accused in this list at some point in the last couple of days. He completely denies all of it and has immediately lawyered up and said, I'm not going to talk about, he said basically, it's in a tweet, but he said basically, you know, this did not happen and I'm not going to play that game. Lawyered up. I can't talk about it publicly anymore until my lawyers do their job. So I'll give you guys a public update as soon as I can. But right now, lawyers have to do their lawyer thing. So that's where Angry Joe is at. That was the first one of the bigger ones that I saw. As far as Twitch goes, Twitch put out a couple of releases. Like I think one day and then one the day following or a couple days after. We got a talk from Emmett, like a little written thing from Emmett, the CEO. And it was, if I'm gonna keep it 100, it was the same shit that we saw almost exactly a year ago when the last TOS stuff came up. It was the classic, you know, we want Twitch to be the safest place on the internet to create content, and we're going to work hard to make sure all that is possible and more. Thank you for your patience, and please hold us accountable. And like the usual Twitch spiel that we've heard at least 2 or 3 times now. I'm sweating like crazy right now in this room. It's so hot. But yes, that we've heard the spiel before. If I'm going to be real, I didn't believe a fucking thing came out. Actions at this point for Twitch are the only thing that matters. No written anything means dick. Only actions. And speaking of actions, Twitch has legitimately and apparently permanently banned several streamers.
Yeah, I'm just reading through some of it now. Yeah. There's like a bunch.
So the ones that I have written down here, and you can see if there's any other standouts that you're noticing that I don't have. But the ones that I have written here, for example, Bless RNG, who more people would know for the global emote Bless RNG than the actual streamer himself. That emote is also now removed from the site. Wolf21, Warwitch TV, and I Am Spoon are the ones that I have written down right now. I'm sure there are more. What do you have any others there that you've seen?
No, I think there were seven so far.
I think it's seven, but I haven't seen 7 listed anywhere, but there are apparently 7.
Yeah.
So they are taking steps. They are obviously Twitch.
And I think that the reason why those individuals, and I'm speculating, by the way, I don't have any insider information or anything, and I haven't been following this as intently as you. I haven't read all of the stuff, and I've been keeping an eye on Twitter, and I have read some things, but I think the reason why some of those people have been banned and permanently, like there's no chance of coming back, is because they've admitted to it.
Yes, yeah.
So they have gone and apologized and admitted in some way, shape, or form publicly that they were in the wrong, and then since they've admitted guilt, they've just been banned.
Yeah.
Now there is. I mean, I'm looking at that list that you were just talking about. Dude, I didn't even know the list was this big. It's
fucking massive.
Bro, this list is
it's no joke. And there are some big names in there, bro.
Yeah, there's some names in here. I'm like, what? There's Twitch staff in here.
There is. And dude, there's the biggest one of all that came out earlier today that I saw pop up in my feed. You know who it was against?
Who?
Could you take a wild guess?
I don't want to guess just in case.
That's fair. That's fair. That was a stupid thing to say.
I'll
give you a broad hint though. They never work in the department that they're hit up for on Twitter.
I think I know, but I'm not saying. I'm still not.
Hassan.
Yeah, it's
that was the last big one that I saw roll through, and it was somebody who apparently dated Hassan for a short time as well. And so not only was there allegations of sexual in nature, but also a lot of discussion in there of how he's abused his positions within the partnership department at Twitch for years. Which I'm gonna have to be honest with you guys, should shock basically nobody that's been if you've been on Twitch long enough, that not the sexual part, but the abuse of the position part should not shock literally anyone.
Yeah, this shit is crazy, bro. I'm seeing some of this list, and I don't like saying names. I'm not gonna say because like it's such a like.
Well, that's why I only listed those ones because they're the ones that were like already banned or dealt with, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, because for me, it's like all you can do is believe these individuals that are coming out and saying these things. But at the same time, the accused also have the right to be able to defend themselves if they so choose. So,
I don't think many of these people are going to be defending shit. I think most of them are going to take I'm just going to bow out of this one.
Yeah, because I've been reading some of this shit, and it's not hard for me to believe the vast. the vast.
Dude, when Dr. Lupo shows up on some of them and goes, "Yes, this happened," you go, "Oh, yeah. All right, well."
Because, and this is coming from an individual that has been to these Twitch parties, these gaming conventions.
Yes.
I've seen some shit.
And they didn't even have to be drunk to do it.
No, I've seen some shit. And I can tell you, and I put out a tweet there not too long ago where I said, I think all of the Twitch parties from here on out, they should be dry. There should be no alcohol served. It should just be a place that you can go network that is safe with some good food and celebrate gaming. I don't know why. And it's been like this. I've been with Twitch now for, it'll be 9 years full time in September. It's actually been past 9 years since I've been on Justin TV. We're going on 10.
Yep, we're pushing 10 years, bro.
We're pushing 10 years.
Yeah.
I have been to probably within the 10 years, on average, one event a year. So whether that's PAX East, that's an MLG, that's a TwitchCon, something. And Twitch, in some way, shape, or form, has been at every single event that I've been to. And they've put on parties for their partners. And since the platform has gotten bigger, not only has it been increasingly harder for seasoned streamers to actually feel like part of the in crowd, and they just, it becomes, when tickets go on sale, it's literally like a frat party mentality. You go to a TwitchCon or a PAX or whatever, and you go to the Twitch booth and you try and get a bracelet, and then they literally give you like drink tickets, like literal drink. You go to the door, and in some cases before, and they're like, hey, here's drink tickets. And then there were times where it was like, hey, it's open bar, as in like, drink whatever you want. There has been Twitch parties where, I'm not making this up, this isn't even allegedly or anything at this point, I'm just literally spitting facts. There has been Twitch parties where they on screen show you the bill of how much alcohol is going out to the party. So you'd literally be drinking and you get the most expensive shit. You would literally try to get the bill as big as humanly possible.
They gamified getting hammered at the Twitch party.
Literally. I don't know if it was their way of saying, hey, we're going all out.
Like, look what Twitch is doing for you.
For the partners. And listen, I get it. The gesture's great. I do, like, yeah, thank you. For a guy like me that went in and had a few drinks, appreciative of the invite, the VIP status, the free booze, the good time, the good music, meeting up with friends. I appreciate it. I really do. But unfortunately, like all good things, people abuse this shit. And not only that, you've quite literally, and we're seeing it right now, we are smothered with predators who are quite literally raping people. And they're going to these events.
They're running some of these events.
Exactly. They're literally running these events and being part of the party and forcing themselves on women. It's fucking wrong. It's crazy. And not only that, you see what some of these women get away with on Twitch, and you see people go, what the fuck are you doing? Why is this allowed? Why are you not banning this? And we've said it many times before, and we've seen it. It all makes sense. Some of these people don't want these people off the fucking platform. They want to go to these parties. They want to meet up. It's disgusting. And you read it, it's clear as
bro,
day.
this is just facts, and I'll be the one with the balls to say this one. This is just facts as far as Hasan's concerned. Years ago, when there was first like questions about why the girls were getting away with stuff, one of the first things I did was, just for fun, went and seen who Hasan's account was following. It was literally just an entire full block page of streaming stream girls, not like girl gamers, but like the classic.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
And
yeah.
and he's not the only. I won't just call him out, but there are other Twitch staff that in the same time same idea, bro. This is no secret.
No,
there's no fucking veil over this shit. Nobody's getting mind fucked about the fact that people get away with this stuff. Nobody is shocked and awed that some of these Twitch staff are abusing their positions. Anyone, like you said, like yourself included, gone to any of these events, Twitch or otherwise, has seen the blatant male versus male predator attitude. A bunch of nerdy, sweaty, never fucking had to do to be able to do anything with a woman in their fucking natural lives until they had just a fucking tiny bit of fame, just enough so that when they get to these events, how many times, dude, have you heard vocally out loud somebody say that they can do something for somebody else's career, and it's a guy talking to a fucking girl at one of these events? How many
A lot. I can't count.
It's endless.
Dude, it's like that for guys too. I can't imagine how bad it is for girls. Bro, if you even cross the wrong people as a guy, it's bad. As a woman,
it's terrible.
In a male-dominated industry where they have every right to be treated as equal, but yet, from what I'm reading, and the list is big, bro. It's like every day there's like fucking... The list is just getting big, and I'm reading it, and they all have the same fucking themes, dude. They have the same themes. They're getting treated like fucking pieces of meat, bro. They're getting treated like fucking dog shit. And it's wrong. It's wrong. And I'm like, it's pissing me off.
Dude, how fucking hard is it to not overstep your bounds with somebody? Why is that so how can it be so fucking difficult?
Can you want to know what I think some of this is? And you know what? Call me stereotype. I don't give a fuck. But a lot of these young, successful streamers, and I'm talking about these predatory fuck boys that need to get the fuck out the industry. Straight up. And I hope Twitch bans them all. And I hope Twitch gets rid of the fuck boys that they have inside doing the shit that's getting called out for this stuff too. Assuming that what these allegations come back and they're valid. They're valid.
I'm going to go with probably.
Probably. There is a chance. All right. I don't want to fucking throw people out on the stake for the sake of throwing on the stake. But what I'm reading here is a mountain of evidence.
Bro, the level of chance of this not being the fucking case most of the time is Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber going, so you're saying there's a chance.
Exactly.
That's the level of chance that we're talking about.
What really needs to go down is, and let me circle back as to why these guys,
yes, of course, yeah,
can't seem to fucking chill out and know when a woman says no, or know when shit is uncomfortable and you're going past your boundaries. Listen, as a dude, first of all, I'm gonna go upstairs and give my wife an extra kiss when I'm done, because I'm just fucking grateful to all fuck that I've got a good solid base, and that I'm not even remotely near any of this fucking shit. Because I'm telling you right now, dude, as a guy, and I'm sure that all of us can relate to this as dudes, as straight or gay, it doesn't really matter. But I'm coming this from me, as if I'm flirting with a girl, which I haven't been able to do for a long time, but if I'm hitting on a girl and I'm trying to, there were days when back in the day, I used to go to the bars and I used to try and get laid. I'll be honest. Hey, like most other guys.
There's a difference between going to the bar and trying to get laid and going to a bar and forcefully getting laid.
And I'm gonna and this is what I'm saying here is there's a difference between flirting and trying to shoot your shot, and being young and having fun and hooking up and all this other stuff. There's like this level of like, okay, this dude's just trying to shoot a shot. I'm going to reject him. And that's it. Guys, when the girl says no, when you feel that the atmosphere,
if you're not getting a really, really fucking obvious, excited response to you and your fucking micro dick hiding between a mane of pubic hair you've been fucking combing for the last 10 years, walk the fuck away.
As a guy, and we all know this, and you're trying to shoot your shot, and you get vibes when a girl is feeling it and when a girl isn't. Even if she says no, you got to have the common sense to know when you're going too far or what you can and cannot do, period. And the problem is, and I'm circling back around, the problem is this. A lot of these young, successful streamers and people within the industry, the ones that have power, They're making 6 figures, sometimes 7 figures a year. They're young. They're celebrity-like. So you go to these events and you walk around with your chest out just a little bit more. People know who you are. Girls obviously want to be around you, whether it's sexual or not. In a lot of cases, it's not. It is happy to see you. Holy shit, this is my favorite streamer. Oh, I've looked up to this person. Hey, can I pick your brain? Can I do this? But these individuals, these predators, they use that shit as a means to corner, to manipulate, to pressure, to all these words that are fucking terrible. And they might start off with them shooting their shot, but a lot of these cocksuckers don't know what no means. They have yes people around them. They get whatever they want, whenever they want. And a lot of them are little fuckboy, nerdy little fuckboys that never had a girl in their life, too scared to go out and actually meet somebody the right way and fucking take the time to get to know somebody. Instead, they want to see your tits on a fucking camera. They want to invite you out to some place. They want to sneak up to your hotel room. They want to use their power as a way to get in bed with you and try and pressure you into this and say, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that in order to be successful. And it's crazy. And those assholes need to get the fuck out of the industry. It's wild. And you see it all the time. And it's not just the gaming industry. You see it in many industries. But it just so happens that this is bad, bro, because we're all young. There's a lot of alcohol involved at a lot of these meetups, and a lot of these are meetups. This is where a lot of this shit has been happening at these cons, at these conventions. And they need it pisses me off. Even that's why I haven't reading too much of this stuff, because I've seen it for so long. And in some way, you almost have a level of guilt because you're part of this industry and you've seen it happen in front of your eyes. And you go, what the fuck? And then you're scared. I'm happy that we're actually able to talk about this, because if we said shit like this a month ago or 6 months ago, and you started calling people out for it, you'd get in trouble, because you'd be the one that is putting your neck out on the line when nobody else is willing to put their neck out on the line. So now the women are coming forward. I don't give a fuck. I've seen a bunch of these creepy cocksuckers, and they all need to go. All of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like you wonder why when everyone's like, why aren't there more people? Why aren't there more women in this industry? Why aren't there more women out here doing this shit? I can't fucking possibly imagine why they might want to fucking avoid it, or in some cases just get fucking stonewalled because they're not out sucking micro dick every day of the week. It's embarrassing. All I can say is that so far, I am fucking thrilled that nobody that I've ever networked with personally that I can think of has been called out. Thank fucking God.
Yeah, because it's pretty awkward.
And nor can I think of anyone off the top of my head that I've ever associated with that would be that way. That I can.
I thought of a couple, and those couple that I thought of got accused. So it doesn't surprise me any. Yeah. But they're not acquaintances. I don't talk to them. I don't hang out with them. I don't really know them. But you just figure, and I'm sure a lot of people in the industry thought when this was going down, thought a person or two just thought like, oh, I wonder if my suspicions are right.
Yeah.
And a couple of those, bam.
So here's the bigger problem, is that Twitch has some systemic shit that's going to be likely holding this stuff back, and hopefully it doesn't, in terms of holding, when I say holding this stuff back, holding back solutions and stuff actually happening to try and make some of this stuff right, and not just banning people who come out and admit that they did some shit. That's easy. That's like bare minimum. Twitch right now is doing like the entry point of what would be expected of them. The thing that really, it didn't shock me, but I was surprised to see the people that were talking about it talk about it. Justin Wong, who, if you don't know who Justin Wong is, was one of the VPs for Twitch. And between him and Gunrun, I don't know if I can think of anyone who's ever worked at Twitch that you and I would have known since we were on the platform, that you could put more stock in their whatever comes out of their mouth in terms of Twitch. Like what they say is you just take it for fact almost immediately. You don't need to question them. Their integrity level is, well, let's just say higher than some people we talked about earlier. Justin Wong came out and said that while he was still a VP at Twitch, that he brought up that Twitch, that well, okay, so I'll bring up the tweet, but he brought up that Twitch has a history of ignoring these exact issues already. So, he retweeted this tweet. This came in from Samantha Wong, who said, "These are empty words." This was in response to Twitch's first or second announcement that they made. "These are empty words considering you as a company minimized and dismissed my sexual harassment and continued to let the predator attend your events and gave him live segments at E3 on your official channel." And then Justin retweeted that and said, "I was a VP at Twitch and I reported this." So Justin Wong reported this to the relationship-owning VP, the head of HR, and the CEO, which would have been still Emmett at the time. "All assured me it would be handled. Next year, he was in the same VIP space at the same Twitch event. I was told he was the VP's uncle and an important initiative launch partner." I don't remember ever doing that, working with Pluto Panic. No, I don't remember working with Pluto personally. That's one. But wait, there's more. Also coming from Jay Wong, retweet. Not the fighting community guy, by the way. This, for those who might be confused. This was the one who called out, this comes from Twitter account Starling. "I'm sick of being quiet. The CEO of Twitch, Emmett Shear, was asked in an all-hands meeting." If you don't know what an all-hands meeting is, it's exactly what it sounds like. All the important people enter a room together about some shit. An all-hands meeting about partners using their platforms to abuse women. Specifically, using my case as an example. He chuckled, said, "Wow, the things that go on our platform, can't really comment," and moved on. So,
yeah,
so when I mentioned earlier about not really believing a fucking word come out of Emmett's mouth, this is just further reasoning as to why I don't believe a word that comes out of Emmett's mouth. Emmett's part of the fucking problem. And if I'm going to be honest with you, and we're getting everything out now that we've held back because we can finally talk because other people are talking, I haven't had any faith in Emmett since about 3 to 4 years into the delivery of Twitch from the Justin TV platform. As a leader, I can't think of somebody who has done less to further the platform and has done more damage at the helm than he could have done in this time. I can think of many other people that were higher ups, like Justin Wong, who would have been infinitely more well equipped, more savvy, and with more integrity than Emmett has been for years. Can you please name me almost anything that has been done, whether from the platform, mechanically speaking, front end, back end, partnership, content creation, viewer experience, more than a couple of fucking minor things that has really happened in 10 years on this platform, pre and post Amazon buyout? The answer is there's barely anything. Twitch is only where it's at right now, almost exclusively, because it was in a nearly first to market when it arrived. And it hit critical mass before anyone came in to have any fucking competition. Twitch as a platform was behind Mixer. Mixer mechanically was fucking way better than Twitch. And had way more money to work with in a shorter period of time. In terms of protecting content creators, women or otherwise, enforcing TOS, all these systemic issues that have been within Twitch for years, favoritism with partners, favoritism now being shown that is now proven with Hassan showing favoritism to people that he had a fucking shining to. All the shit that's gone on, it's not secret to the guy at the top of the company. He can't feign ignorance over a decade of fucking work. It's just not possible. Several people said that Emmett should be stepping down from his position. I don't disagree. I think there are better people for the fucking job. I think Twitch has been basically treading water and enjoying the fact that they're the big one in the fucking pool right now for so long that they've been able to get away with bare minimum forever. We're talking about shit that we literally just about talked about a year ago. And they said they'd do some shit. And Emmett came out off of his fucking high, from his high on high, came down to the unwashed masses and said, "Don't worry. We hear you. We are going to work together to make this better. Because it is my personal mission to make Twitch the best and safest place to create content on the internet." Bull fucking shit. And I can say bullshit because there has not been an actionable thing that I can come up with that has gone towards that statement in the last 365 days, let alone the last 10 fucking years. Twitch has some spectacular people working for them. They had, being the operative word, really spectacular people working for them. And like I said before on this podcast, it speaks volumes when and who decided to depart this company. And to see where it's gone since then is embarrassing. And it does present a problem as a content creator, especially if you're somebody who is particularly invested in this that's happening right now, to sit there and go, this is my livelihood. Twitch is my livelihood. I have a family on Twitch. I have a community on Twitch. But my being here, in no small part, is supporting a system that is hurting other people, despite saying that they were going to make efforts to change it for years and not. And I've seen lots of discussions from lots of content creators say exactly that. Say, guys, I'm between a rock and a hard place right now. If I move my community somewhere else, I'm basically done. I'm dead in the water. But if I stay here, I feel like I'm being part of the problem indirectly. And that's why you saw like the Twitch blackout thing on Wednesday, that even though both you and I agreed, I think we both agree, we get the idea, but the execution, we weren't there with the execution. But that kind of stuff happening is because people are trying desperately to change what's happening versus feeling like they need to move somewhere else. Because you can only blindly look at the platform you're working for so fucking long before you start to feel a little bit or more guilty about the fact that this is the platform that you're helping make millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars every single fucking month. And really, for most partners, I'll ask, what the fuck is Twitch doing for you? As a standard partner, what the fuck is Twitch doing for you? I'm super fucking lucky because when I came back from Hitbox, we still had people that we knew at Twitch, and so I got a good deal coming back. That was about not long after that person left, and that was the only person who I've ever had a direct line of contact with at partnership at Twitch. I can't get a response for anything.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is Twitch doing for you? I want to ask you that fucking question. Besides providing the platform, that shit's a two-way street. It's literally 50-50 for partners 98% of the time. They're getting 50% more, really, but 50% of your shit, and you're taking 50. This is a two-way street. This is not a chicken and the egg situation where people have to bow down and kiss the feet of Twitch for fucking ever. The reality is that as much as Twitch is providing the platform, the content creators are providing the reason anyone's even entering twitch.tv enter. They're the reason why people don't click mixer.com enter, or Facebook gaming, or facebook.gg, or fucking YouTube /gaming/music/ whatever fucking Google.plus. Whatever the fuck they're at now. There's a reason. It's because of the content creators. And I say that and double down on that even more so because of what I mentioned earlier. The site's barely fucking changed. They're not doing anything new. They're raking in money. They're supporting predators, giving them a platform, allowing them to abuse their position, old boys club out the fucking ass, sit around, do dick. Let's put in a fucking safety council. Let's fill it full of people who don't fucking really know what the fuck is, like, anyone's ever heard of them or even would suggest to them for them to be there. This Jessie Quill person, I've seen a million people suggest because she's apparently been on Twitch's ass for years with good solutions, not just complaining like we tend to do sometimes, but solutions. She's a problem solver. We talk about Twitch going to streamers when we had this fucking fallout of people's content having to delete 10 years of clips, 10 years of content, all down the fucking drain. Zero tools on the back end. Nothing for content management. And then for Twitch to go to a higher end streamer who went to them a year ago and said, hey, is there anything to be done? And they said no, and so we got a community member stepped up and fucking wrote it in a day, and then Twitch to had the fucking nuts to go to him and say, hey, can you hook us up with that code, bro? Are you for real? So I asked you again, and one last time, what the fuck is Twitch doing for you? What's Emmett Shear doing for you? Other than coming down out of his castle once a year whenever there's a fucking, like, epic social media firestorm. Notice how Emmett never shows up when it's good? He never comes down when times are really good and says hi or does anything. Emmett comes down when his house is on fire. And the smoke's rising up and he's about to get choked. He goes, oh, fuck, hold on! Get the extinguisher! Tell him we're gonna do something, please! That's when you see him. And you saw him this week. And I'm telling you now, if you think you're going to see him when this eventually cools off and shit gets good later on and they're having a big moment and the fucking Ninja's back or Shroud's back and everyone's happy and the site's doing well, Emmett's not showing the fuck up. He'll show up when TwitchCon comes back. And he'll be like, good news, guys, TwitchCon's back. And that's it. And he'll cash out for the day. Or year. Until the next fucking thing happens. So I'm super happy that these girls are coming out and doing this shit. Because not only is it exposing a bunch of predators that need to get their ass out the industry, but it's also showing more people who aren't you and I, who have been in this industry and at this company since before Twitch TV was even a URL you could fucking visit, who have known the people who worked there from the beginning, who then left, who are still there, and are now seeing the new people come in and seeing what they've been doing, or more importantly, not doing. And to be able to talk about it and see it happening in real time is fucking fantastic. And the real fucking thing will be to wait and see what actually changes at the other side of this. Not just banning some streamers, but if these allegations are valid on the inside, what happens to the Twitch staff, no matter how long they've been there? What happens to those people? It will be another case of, oh, it's this person's fucking nephew, or oh, they're an important person that's been around since the dawn of fucking time. It doesn't matter what they did. We got to keep them in. Pay very close attention to that. Because that will be very telling as to what is going to happen within this company going forward. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've said a lot there. So, yeah, I was pretty shocked to hear, not shocked actually, to hear what Justin said on Twitter, whereas like it just validated everything. And kudos to him for coming out and just speaking the truth about the situation. It really does add a lot of stuff. It validates a lot of things that we just have always known about, and I'm happy that people are speaking out, and like collectively people are speaking out about this. So it's pretty sick. Yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, when it comes to the Emmett thing, I will say that the fact that he did come out and he said that, and then almost immediately he banned, or I guess he won't say he, but a bunch of people got banned. It is showing that they are taking this serious. Now, are they only taking it serious now because it's like it's out there now? Like, I mean, they don't really have
the answer is yes.
Yeah. They don't really have a choice. But the fact that they are moving so quickly does give me hope that things will change. And it's only going to change if they're proactive about it, not only in-house, but also at the events and things that they control. They can't control a full con. They can't control, you know, an entire PAX. But what they can control is the things that they can control. So if they are starting to be proactive in this, they start calling things out for the way, for what they are, and they start listening, not only to their VPs of all people. You know, when a VP goes to somebody and says like, hey, this isn't coming from some random email on Twitch. It's like, dude, I'm telling you.
Fucking vice president of the company.
Right? It's the vice president.
Come on.
You know, they need to start taking, and they need to continue to take this stuff seriously. So it's wild. Like I said, I've known personally a couple of people on that list. When I said earlier, you know, I've only known only 2 people, I don't mean that as in like, oh, it's only 2 people. One is too many. But what I'm saying, I personally know and have talked to 2 of the people on the list, and it goes to show, you know, how prevalent this stuff is, where if I know 2 people, you know, and it's just me, some of these other individuals, I mean, I know of many of those people, just in terms of notoriety, and you just see them around. But to like personally know a couple of them, it's pretty crazy. And it's something that doesn't surprise me from what I've seen. So I am hoping that I hope these women keep coming forward. I hope that everything that people are saying and will continue to say is listened to and is heard and is analyzed, as in like you take it, you look into it. The other side has an opportunity to, you know, defend themselves or defend their position. Because it does get a little crazy. You know, you even saw a tweet that Summit made, and Summit fucking got hammered on Twitter. I don't know if you saw that or not, but
I saw it. But I gotta be fucking honest with you, dude. He worded that fucking terribly.
He worded it. I think. Well, I know Summit. He's a good guy. I think it was worded in a way where, especially how hot things are right now, you got to be like extra careful with the words you say. You know what I'm saying?
The way he worded it made him sound like nobody was necessarily guilty right now.
Exactly.
Instead of saying we need to make sure that make sure that there's validity to everything, and then if they do it, fuck them.
Yeah. Gone. Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. And I tend to agree not with that bold statement in terms of like, you know, like a paintbrush type thing, like everybody is innocent until proven guilty. I mean, this isn't court, but you know, guys also need an opportunity, or the female, because there has been, like you said, I've read things where guys have been had this happen to them. Obviously, in the industry, obviously, it's outweighed. I mean, from 1 to 100. You know what I mean? For every 100, there's like 1. And once again, when I say there's like 1 is too many. Don't think I'm
but just
undermining. But in you know what I'm saying?
Scheme of things, yes.
In the grand scheme of things. So, you know, obviously, just like a Black Lives Matter movement, you know, we need to focus and we need to focus on both sides, because both sides are wrong. But it is a very clear problem in one area where it is just overwhelming, where we need to work together as a community, as an industry, to fix this up. But we also need to be careful about jumping on immediately and you know, completely destroying somebody without any, you know, if it's almost, and I have to be careful with what I say, because you know how people are, right? What I'm trying to say is, you know, if you're seeing a screenshot of something or somebody is saying something that's very broad and can be interpreted differently, or whatever the case may be, you know, the other side also you have to have the ability to be able to defend yourself. But also, you cannot discredit when somebody comes out and says something, no matter how small or how big or how small it is. You need to take that seriously. And you can't just say, oh, it's just another girl saying this, or, oh, it's another guy just saying this. You need to take that as like, hey, there's some harm here done, and we need to get to the bottom of this, because this is a problem. At face value, this is a serious problem, and we need to find out, you know, if we need to remove an individual from the situation, because under any circumstance, any type of rape allegations or any type of sexual misconduct to anybody, whether it's physical or not, is very serious, and everything should be taken as truth. But also, you know, we really need to be careful, and I think that is also why some of these people that was mentioned earlier are just lawyering up. They're just lawyering up. They're saying, listen, I can't even say anything, because was the moment you say something, it's in stone, and people can interpret it the way they want. They hear one side, they hear the other side, and, you know, immediately, you know,
the court of public opinion is a very dangerous fucking thing.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
And it needs to be taken carefully, because things can, for better or worse, spiral. And there has been precedent for false allegations that have unfortunately been righted so long after the fact that it was so damaging that people have had a hard time to come back from it.
We saw what happened with Johnny Depp. You know what I mean? Like,
so,
you see these things, and just like how somebody could say, well, it's only 5%, but it's the same thing with saying, well, it's only, you know, it's like on the other flip coin. Well, it's only one person. Well, one is too many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like what Panic said, trust but verify. And I think that's a really good motto to have. if a woman or a man is coming out and saying, listen, I've been sexually assaulted, you got to trust this person, because there's a lot of courage, there's a lot on the line here, especially in an industry that is so closed and it's so interconnected that, like, listen, you rub elbows the wrong way with one person and you could lose everything. And that's why a lot of these women and men have been quiet for so long. They're scared to lose their livelihood. A lot of them are ashamed, embarrassed. And
well, look at some of the names on this list. No wonder they're fucking scared. These are some people with massive influence.
Yep, powerful people.
And you know what? Okay, and I guess so. To end this part, because we got other stuff too. You know what this how Twitch has been reacting to this and hearing what's been happening in the boardroom and stuff. What it all reminds me of. Remember I can't remember if it was during Games Done Quick or so. I can't remember what it was, but there was a big event, and it was when the Trihex emote was getting like crazy spam and with racist intent by hordes of people.
Yes.
And that was a big topic for a time. And it reminds me or what concerns me about this is if Twitch treats it in a similar way that they treated that, where their ultimate stance with that was, we can't control everyone. Who's to say what's what? We can't infringe on, there's like a free speech thing, whatever. And they didn't want to have any responsibility. And at the end of the fucking day, what I want to remind Twitch of is this. It's your fucking website. It's your rules. If you don't want racism to be part of your platform, you have very what's the word I'm looking for? Very specific tools.
Yeah.
To eliminate that, and all of the ultimate ability of controlling it. Just letting the shit run rampant is basically the same as you just saying, I'm okay with this shit. And so in the same way that I'm concerned about how they reacted when it came to the racism part of Twitch, which is still a problem now.
I've been dealing with it for years.
This part of it concerns me and how they may deal with it, because what we've already heard, how it happens to the boardrooms is literally, what was Emmett's fucking quote? It was like, oh wow, the stuff that happens in our platform, can't talk about that and then move on. I suspect that was probably the same response he had when it came to the Trihex situation with his emote being spammed everywhere in a racist way. Yeah, it's
crazy shit.
Up to this point, it's been very clear in Twitch's mind, money over everything else, full stop, doesn't matter morally or otherwise. Zero, just all money, all day. And now we wait and see how they respond to this, and hopefully they do good by it. But they haven't done well in the past. Not to be outdone, Blizzard was reportedly blacklisting Team Liquid member Saab. I don't know how to pronounce his whole name. I'm going to call him Saab. Because his wife responded to a community manager's tweet speaking out against Blizzard, saying, "Are you fucking serious right now?" That sentence could be applied to, well, damn near anything Blizzard's done in the last, fucking 3 years. However, their response to that was the community manager then blacklisted him, told him he would not be welcome at any Hearthstone events, which is what he was competing in, if I'm not mistaken. And more crazy to me was that his wife would not be allowed to accompany him to events he'd be allowed to go to in the future.
Yikes.
That blew up on Twitter, and thankfully, and again, this is a very important piece here, is that how often are we seeing right now that in order for anything to be done, you need to have social media blow the fuck up. And so if you don't have a big enough platform, your issue means dick. this guy, thankfully, his issue blew up, and on June 24th, amidst the firestorm, the community manager apologized, and now Sav is no longer blacklisted, and his wife is allowed to be with him. What a fucking surprise. So, this is not just a Twitch problem. This is obviously everywhere in many industries, but in this gaming industry, like it's like ego and power tripping and abuse of agency. It's fucking wild, super wild. So,
bro, you gotta. There's a lot of young people. I'm telling you, there's a lot of young people in powerful positions, and they like having their ego stroked. And if you do anything at all to cross them, and you don't suck the right knobs, as in like, you know,
apparently literally.
Well, it's probably not the best metaphor to make right now, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
You don't suck up to the right people.
If you're not kissing enough ass.
You're not kissing enough ass. It's probably the better analogy to make at this time. You're fucked. You're fucked, or you don't even have an even playing ground. You don't have a shot. And we're just seeing it more and 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 more.
And I like, you know what? Bring it out. Let's get it all fucking out of our system now. Let's tear the whole fucker down. Just everyone all at once. Rip the Band-Aid off. Leave no stone unturned. This is the time to do it. Everyone's at home. Everyone's constantly online. Everyone has, this is the time to do it. This is where you're going to get the most fucking people behind your cause. This is the time to do it. But my God, yeah. I mean, blacklisting somebody and then because of something their wife said on Twitter,
dude. It's fucking
and
crazy.
then to blacklist the wife as well, like just.
Can I ask you something? How small is your penis? How small is your penis to go, hey, the wife didn't even say anything crazy.
No. She was apparently one of the 800 people that got fired, and then the community manager was basically trying to explain it away or something on Twitter, and so her response was, "Are you fucking serious?
Are you serious?
Right
yeah. Are you fucking serious?"
And that was it.
Yeah,
that was the show.
Yeah, and that's it. Oh, guess what? Your wife and you're blacklisted, bruh. Deal with it. There's nothing you can do about it because I'm King Kong in this bitch.
Yeah.
I'm fucking King Kong.
Dude, people are
What? You ain't coming to my shit? What?
I gotta be honest with you, Jeff. Most of the people who are doing this shit can't yell that loud.
Hey.
There you go.
What?
There you go.
That's what they're doing. I'm fucking strong and powerful. I make multi-6 figures, 7 figures a year, bitch. What do? Bow at my feet or I'm gonna fucking banish. Oh, you know what? Your unborn kids are blacklisted. I don't like the way you look at me. And then what? Twitter shows up, the internet blows up. Oh,
I'm sorry.
I need to.
No harm me.
No. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna give you guys VIP tickets the next time you're around. It's on me. Jesus, man. How fragile of an ego do you have?
Apparently,
it's crazy.
A lot of people with very fragile egos.
It's so sad. It's sad, dude. It's sad.